and enriching knowledge in the field of apparel merchandising. And to do so, you can log on to the official website of the university, www.ignou.ac.in.
Hello learners, on behalf of School of Vocational Education and Training, I, Urshla Kant, welcome you all to this session on MSEL 037, Practical Aspects of the Program Master of Science Information Security and PG Diploma in Information Security. I hope you all doing well. As you know, in today's scenario, information security is a matter of great concern. This makes these programs, that is MSCIS and PGDIS, more important and useful. To protect information, different techniques are used by the organizations, especially when the information used on the internet and it moves on the cyber world from one computer to another computer, crossing different geographical boundaries. So there are chances of information theft on the way by some malicious users. To protect information against such threats, the data protection is must, which is the main objective of our program MSCIS and PGDIS, by which we can safeguard our vital information against such threats. So for learners who have entered these programs and re-registered in the second semester in July 2024 session, I want to focus on three important things before beginning our session. The three important things are, number one, first of all is the study material. The soft copy of the self-learning material is already available on our e-Gyan on IGNOU's website. If you have not received the hard copy because of the postal delay, you can refer to the soft copy which is available on e-Gyan. The second thing is assignments. The assignments for July 2024 session are available on IGNOU's website, and you need to download these assignments and write these by your own hand and submit to your concerned regional center or study center by 31st October 2024. It is compulsory to submit these assignments, then only you can appear in term end exams. The third important thing is term end exam form. The term end exam form for December 2024 exam is already available on IGNOU's website. You need to fill the term end exam form for theory as well as practical exams. For example, for the course MSEL 037, you need to fill and pay the fees for MSEL 037 for term end practical exam. As I am receiving so many queries for the lab course MSEL 037, which is our today's topic, so today I will give you brief about this course. As you know, this our program Master of Science Information Security aims at imparting to spread awareness of information security and protection. And the second objective of our program is to provide protection and security to personal data and to build data-oriented infrastructure in the companies. The third objective of our program is to raise high professional ethics in the individuals and students towards providing information security, and also to experiment and learn the skills and techniques needed for providing protection and security to our information. So these are the program objective, and these are very, very important. And by looking on these objectives, we have designed this course, that is MSEL 037. MSEL 037 is the course in the fourth semester of your program MSCIS. This is the practical course. In the fourth semester, there are 6 courses. The first course is MSE 033, whose title is Web Application Testing and Audit. The second course of fourth semester is MSc 034, whose title is E-Commerce and Cyberspace. And the third course of this semester 4 is MSE 035, whose title is IoT Security. And the fourth course of this fourth semester is MSc 036, which is Latest Trends in Information and Cybersecurity. So on basis of these 4 courses, 33, 34, 35 and 36, this MSEL 037, this covers all the practical aspects of the above 4 theory courses. That is, it covers web application testing and audit practicals. It covers e-commerce and cyberspace practicals. It covers IoT security practicals, and it also covers the latest trends in information and cybersecurity practicals. So the 5th course is MSEL 037, which we will talk about today. This MSEL 037 introduces you to the practical work with the most powerful concepts, which I already told you is web application audit, mobile apps audit, malware detection and mitigation, and IoT device auditing. These practicals is based on the courses of MSc 033, MSc 034 and MSc 035. You are required to gain hand-on experience on this practical component of these courses, and after completing these courses, you will be able to solve problems for various techniques of web application audit, mobile app audit, malware detection and mitigation, and IoT device auditing. So in order to have the better understanding, you are advised to firstly get the conceptual clarity of the concepts which are presented in MSEL 037 course of this program. And if you will go through our self-learning material, you will find that language is very, very simple and very easy to understand, and it is written by the well-known experts on the field of information security, and you will find that all the concepts are very beautifully explained. So this course helps you to implement your understanding to solve the problems which are given in the various sessions of this course. This block consists of the following lab sessions. The first lab session is on web application audit. The second lab session is on mobile app audit. The third lab session is on malware detection and mitigation. And the fourth lab session is on IoT device auditing. And all these topics are, as you know, these are in today's scenario are very, very important, and you should understand these topics, and you have to use the practical knowledge of these topics in your day-to-day life. So these topics are very, very important as per today's scenario. Now I will come to the lab session on web application audit. As you know, website application audit is a complete review of all the elements and the features influencing a website search engine visibility. As you know, when we are surfing our internet, you have to use the search engine. So while surfing any website, this website application audit is very, very important. This technique provides thorough insight into any website, overall traffic, and specific pages. The main goal of a website audit is to identify the features and the existing vulnerabilities in the website programming. So this is very, very important. And the objective is to apply benchmark tools which are available to evaluate the performances and weaknesses that damage our website performance. So this website application audit is very, very important in point of view ki when we are surfing the website, so we have to use various tools to surf the website, and this is we should know ki what are the tools and how to prevent the malware into that. So it covers the principles of web application audit and also understand the OWASP. This is very, very important. The full form of OWASP is Open Web Application Security Project, which is used to identify the various common attacks exist in any web application. So how to use OWASP, it's very important that we should know how to use these OWASPs and how to prevent from the attacks. This includes the hands-on practice to implement various tools and attacks to identify the services and the security level of the coding in any web application. Now I will come to the learning outcomes of this unit. That after completing this unit, you should be able to recognize and describe common security vulnerabilities in web application such as SQL injection, this is very, very important, cross-site scripting, that is XSS, and broken authentication and session management. So the second learning outcome is to use a vulnerability scanning tool like Burp Suite or OWASP ZAP to scan a web application for security vulnerabilities and generate a report of the findings. Next is analyze the results of the vulnerability scan and prioritize the vulnerabilities based on severity and impact. So these are the learning outcomes of the first unit. And also the learning outcome of this unit is also to develop a plan to remediate the vulnerabilities identified in the scan report, which includes prioritizing the fixes and recommends the specific actions to mitigate the risk, to use manual testing techniques to verify and validate the results of the vulnerability scan, identify the additional vulnerabilities and that may not have been detected by the scanning tool, and also to demonstrate the impact of a successful attack. Also, it clearly and brief in the document about findings and recommendations in a professional report, which includes executive summary, detailed technical findings, and actionable recommendations for remediation, and also to demonstrate the ethical conduct. Ethical conduct means that how to use this auditing process ethically, which includes respecting the confidentiality of the client, adhering to ethical hacking principles, and also obtaining the appropriate permissions for testing. So these are the learning outcomes of the first unit. There are now session-wise list of labs assignments. The session 1 covers the understanding the operating system, network services, and open ports on the web server. how to identify the detailed PHP version and configuration, technical specification of the targeted website application. Here you can use footprinting techniques. So while you doing these activities or while doing these assignments in your lab, you have to take care that you have to use the techniques which is mentioned in the activity or the assignment. So in this assignment, you have to use footprinting techniques and DNS records, and you can use any live websites you can use, and whois records also you can use in this assignment. The second session is on to identify the features of mobile responsive design, CMS, details of SSL certificate for a target website. The third session is to explain with example DVWA emulator and also list the vulnerabilities covered by it. The fourth session covers the identify the open ports on the web server along with the operating system detection technique and running services using Nmap utility. The fifth session is to identify the level of severities using ZAP proxy server. So these are the different sessions which you have to do in your lab, and all the details of these sessions is well explained in our study material. And if you will go through our study material, as I already told you in the beginning, it is very simple and very easy to understand. So the sixth session is on to identify the level of severities using burp suit. This is burp suit is very important, and apply the interception technique and temper the data submitted via any web form. The seventh session is to apply Google Docs and identify the websites which are based on log files, open FTP server email list, live cameras, audio, video and PDF files. The eighth session is on to use manual testing techniques to verify and validate the results of the vulnerability scan, identify additional vulnerabilities that may not have been detected by the scanning tool, and demonstrate the impact of a successful attack. The ninth session is to report findings and recommendations, including an executive summary, detailed technical findings, and actionable recommendation for remediation. So you have to make the lab manual also. In that lab manual, you have to list out all these sessions with examples. The 10th session is on to demonstrate the ethical conduct throughout the auditing process, which includes respecting the confidentiality of the client, adhering to ethical hacking principles, and obtaining the appropriate permission for testing. So all these sessions are there in the first unit, which is on web application audit. Now I will come to the lab sessions on mobile app audit. As you know, mobile we are using every day in every form. So mobile application audit is a critical process which helps to evaluate and test the security, functionality and overall quality of a mobile application. We have already provided a step-by-step guide on how to perform a mobile application audit in the self-learning material. The learning outcomes of this, the second unit, the mobile app audit, are to explain the architecture of mobile applications, which includes different components such as user interface, data storage and network communication. Also be familiar with common security issues in mobile application such as authentication, authorization, data leakage and malware. And also to identify the vulnerabilities in mobile application such as secure data storage, weak authentication and network communication issues. Also to conduct various security tests on mobile application such as penetration testing. This is very important as exam point of view, vulnerability scanning and code review. Also to propose and implement the measures which to mitigate the security risk in mobile application such as encryption, access control and secure coding practices. So these are the learning outcomes of the second unit on mobile app audit. Now I will tell you about the steps for mobile application auditing process. There are 6 steps into it as you look into your screen. The step first is to define the audit objectives. First you have to define what are the audit objectives of your audit objectives. The second step is to identify the audit scope. How to identify the audit scope. The third step is determine the audit methodology. The fourth step, prepare the audit environment. The fifth step is to conduct the audit. And sixth step is to document and report the results. So these are the 6 steps which you have to perform in your lab, computer lab, and while using the computer and software. So these 6 steps you have to perform and give the results and tell the findings in your lab manual. In this there are various sessions. The first session is on study the application of industry standards and best practices for mobile application security. The second session is on to list OWASP, as I already told you, OWASP, mobile top 10, and be able to apply them in practical sessions. The third session is on to identify of vulnerabilities in mobile application such as insecure data storage, weak authentication, and network communication issues. So these 3 sessions are very, very important. The fourth session is on installation and use of mobile application auditing tools such as penetration testing, vulnerability scanning, and code review to identify the vulnerabilities and conduct the security testing. As I already told you in the beginning, penetration testing and vulnerability scanning, these are very, very important. You should perform in your lab and do all these exercises very attentively because these are very important as exam point of view. The fifth session is on to how to write the technical report, how to document the vulnerabilities which are found in the system. The sixth session is on demonstrate the practical skills which are required in identifying and justifying the security risk in mobile application. The seventh session is on to apply industry standard tools and techniques for mobile application development and security, that what are the various industry standard tools are available and how to use those tools and techniques for mobile application development and security. The eighth session is on recommend the measures with justification for tackling the security issues in the organization. So this is very, very important. While tackling these security issues in the organization, we should know that what measures we should take to prevent these malwares. Then the session 9th is on propose and implement the measures to mitigate security risk in mobile application such as encryption, access control, and secure coding practices. And the last session, that is the 10th session, is there on how to list the suggested measures for regular mobile application auditing of business. So how to measure these how to measure the how to care the mobile application. This is very, very important, and this is the last session of this unit, that is the mobile app audit. So these are the various sessions which you have to perform in the lab. So today we have covered the 2 units of MSEL 037, that is the first is on web application audit and second is mobile application audit. These 2 are very, very important at the exam point of view. So I hope that you have enjoyed this session, and for any further query you can write an email to our email ID, that is MSCIS@ignou.ac.in. Thank you so much. Happy learning.